When this construction worker died, everyone was shocked because nobody realized that this ordinary American construction worker had spent decades quietly building a 10-property rental portfolio. No inheritance, no huge business, no six-figure salary, just a construction job and a simple real estate strategy. So how did he do it? Let's go back to 1980. He was working construction in America and earning roughly $15,000 a year. It wasn't a fortune. After paying for food, transportation, bills, and everything else, there wasn't much left. But he understood one thing. If he only worked for money, his income would always depend on his time. So instead of putting every extra dollar into consumption, he started saving. After years of discipline, he had around $3,000 saved, and that's when he made his first move. He found a small, inexpensive rental garage property for around $18,000. He put approximately $3,000 down and financed the remaining $15,000 with a mortgage. Now, remember the environment in 1980. Mortgage rates in America were extremely high. A rate around 14% wasn't unusual. On a $15,000 30-year mortgage at 14%, the principal and interest payment would be roughly $178 a month. And initially, the numbers weren't spectacular. He rented the garage for around $200. That's only about a $22 difference before taxes, insurance, maintenance, vacancies, and other expenses. So this wasn't some magical cash flow machine. The real strategy was time. As the years passed, he gradually increased the rent. Maybe $200 became $225, then $250, then $300, and eventually perhaps $400 or more. The exact rent would depend heavily on the property's location and local market. But here's the important part. His original mortgage payment was fixed. He wasn't taking out a new mortgage every time he increased the rent. So while rental income had the potential to rise with the market, the original principal and interest payment remained around $178. So that created something powerful. His income from the property could grow, while his mortgage balance was slowly shrinking. And here's where the numbers become interesting. That original $15,000 mortgage didn't disappear overnight. After roughly 10 years, the remaining balance would still be around $14,300. After 20 years, it would be around $11,400. And after 30 years, the mortgage would finally be paid off. That's an important lesson. Real estate wealth usually isn't built in one year. It's built through decades of small financial advantages compounding together. Now imagine what happens as the property becomes more valuable. He bought it for roughly $18,000. Over the following decades, the value of real estate in many American markets increased substantially. So now he has three things working in his favor: higher potential rent, a declining mortgage balance, and potentially a more valuable property. That's the real estate wealth building equation. And he didn't stop at one property. By 1987, he had saved enough and built enough equity to make another move. He bought property number 2. Then he repeated the process: work, save, buy, rent, pay down debt, build equity, repeat. By the 1990s, he had accumulated several properties. By 2001, imagine that he had reached around 5 rental properties, and now the snowball was becoming much bigger. He wasn't relying only on his construction paycheck anymore. He had multiple properties producing rental income, and every month tenants were paying rent. Part of that money went towards property expenses, part went towards the mortgage, and whatever legitimate cash flow remained could be saved or reinvested. At the same time, his construction income was still supporting his personal expenses and allowing him to continue investing. By 2010, he had reached 7 rental properties, and then came another decade of compounding. He kept acquiring properties when opportunities made sense. He avoided turning every dollar of rental income into lifestyle spending, and he allowed the combination of rent increases, mortgage paydown, and property appreciation to work over time. By the time he reached age 60, he had accumulated 10 rental properties. And that's why people were shocked when he died, because from the outside, he just looked like an ordinary construction worker. But behind the scenes, he had spent decades converting his labor income into income-producing assets. That's the lesson. He didn't become wealthy because he had an enormous paycheck. He became wealthy because he didn't let his paycheck remain just a paycheck. He used it to buy an asset. That asset generated rent. The rent helped service the debt. The debt gradually declined. The property could appreciate, and then the equity from that property helped him acquire another asset. 1 became 2,
2 became 3, 3 became 5, and eventually 5 became 10. That's the difference between simply earning money and building wealth, because a paycheck pays you once, but a good asset can keep paying you for decades. So if you're wondering how an ordinary construction worker could potentially build a multi-million-dollar real estate portfolio, the answer isn't one giant investment. It's the combination of time, discipline, leverage, rising rents, declining debt, and repeated investing. He didn't get rich overnight. He let time do the heavy lifting.